It's so relaxing when there's nobody but the red button on Mr. Beast channel. Holy shit. I'm tired of seeing his face, man. Should he still be around? It's episode 10. We're gonna find out. If he loses this race, which he still has to, lose to these two teams, they have to have like secret weapons or some bullshit like that. But there's a team that Mr. Beast just cannot possibly defeat. I've made an exclusive video about Jake Paul's TNT team or whatever. Just some, you know, slutty girls, so to speak. They're just different, okay, than the normal girls. And Tana being the front runner, the leader of everything, like you get the vibe. I hope. It's slutty. It's like sexy thing, but not actually. Just kind of toying with the idea as much as possible because people like it so much. Um, we're gonna look into Smosh this time, as the thumbnail and title suggest. The exclusive video, and the episode 10 out of 27 belongs to Smosh. What council member do I have to summon? Because Smosh is already used for the podcast challenge. But if you look into the council one more time, well, there's Sniper Wolf back on track, invading my space. She gotta get kicked out, man. I'm scared. But right above Smosh, funny enough, there's food. And if we're talking about content, we're just talking about content, because that's what we consume on YouTube. Mr. Beast has 700 videos. Smosh has too many. Just, it says too many. I can't read anymore. Like, this one actually has all the digits, and I don't know anymore. And this is just one channel, by the way. We're not even gonna touch the main channel, because I was keeping up with the Kardashians this whole time. Didn't knew that they had more family members. Holy shit. Well, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna explore the other channels a little bit more. There's already two playlists that I want to explore, like the apocalypse, them predicting the apocalypse before it happens, literally the summer before the COVID starts. And it never really ends, still. COVID now into inflation, now into people getting very angry against the system because of the inflation and COVID combined. So we stack two things together, and we stack a third thing on top naturally. Is the stacking game of bad things happening because people don't have proper solutions to things. So I want to see how they predicted the apocalypse. What's the vibe inside here? Interesting. And then the second playlist. This is just the playlist that I just know I'm gonna watch. There's a lot of things that I still need to explore. So this will take a while, guys. This might be a gap in my upload session because holy shit, there's a lot of stuff to do. But here's the Apocalypse series, and there's the cute little Innocent series. Look how cute Courtney looks like. Holy shit. That's an inspiration. There's 40 of these sleepover episodes. But I'm just here for the cute things, okay? You know what I mean? I'm a man. I still want my things, okay? I'm not a girl, okay? You know what I'm here for. But yeah, the male fantasies. That's what I want. But like Smosh has it all. It just has that variety. And maybe there's more, again, in other channels. What's gonna happen if I click Smosh Pit? 1.9. What if I go to the games? Oh, they even have
My
a
name is Gasper.
French channel and the Spanish channel. 3.1, because gaming is very easy to upload. In total, that's like, well, we can just whip out a calculator, to be honest. I already forgot the second number. I think it was that. Oh, 6,000 videos. Obviously, we're not going to watch them all. In fact, some of them are even hour long. Or 30 minutes long. Who can watch all of this? I don't understand. They get plenty of views in consideration that these videos are insane to click on. Just like me. I make insane videos too. But that makes me, welcome. That makes me feel like I'm competing with Smosh. Head to head, basically. That's kind of funny. Based on the quality of content. Obviously, with Anthony back, he had to save Smosh from turning into garbage. 1 hour long video nonsense, basically. So he's doing just that, like cleaning things up. But not the vibe. The vibe is still garbage. Alright, demons, fucking burglars, evil AI trying to kill you, yeah. The vibe is not really good, okay? But it should settle down, hopefully. It's up in the air what's gonna happen in the future. But let's just see if the food actually is not rotten. Well, I like it. And explore more in those other channels. Why is it on the main channel right now? Oh, it's just the announcement? Okay. Wait, it's still all over the place. Smoshcast, Smosh Games, full experience, am I right? God damn it. By the way, as the fact suggests, Smosh is the #1 in terms of value or influence. So, I don't know. And they will keep that crown as well, obviously. Basically, what Mr. Beast has to do is just say goodbye, because he cannot possibly compete with these guys. Unfortunately. Not at the moment. Has to improve his strategy 3 times, maybe. Because his reputation is on the line as well. As he pumps out more content or whatever. Because we're already, like, familiar with Mr. Beast. The question is, more content gonna be actually better or the same? Or it might never even happen. So just I'll appreciate the way things are right now and move on with what I gotta watch, and comment if I see something interesting. Let's begin the apocalypse.
You're like, okay, yeah, what's like awesome theme? Where do you go in the summer to do an apocalypse thing? Oh, the desert. The hottest place you could possibly go in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Interesting mistake, but that's the vibe of the apocalypse. When bad things happen, people just get attracted to that and not repelled. They want to get closer and take pictures and fucking do things and experiment. Even though it's bad things, like, you should stay away. But that's how fucking messed up people's brains sometimes is. And why apocalypse just has to happen, because just stupidity overrides, like, natural instinct to stay away from things. By the way, just for to keep everything together, just for a snapshot, basically, we have 13 points, basically 1300, which is way ahead of Mr. Beast with 1100. So much ahead, am I right? 200 is pretty hard gap to bridge, especially when these guys gonna get exclusive episode and will just take off. Hopefully it can crash in front of my eyes. They can do something really stupid. They could even laugh at the apocalypse and no longer make me feel safe about their sanity or whatever. Anything can happen. They may not survive the apocalypse by even simulating it, like, that could be pretty bad. But Jake Paul did pretty well. And I cried really hard to one song, like 3 times in one day or something. So I'm sure like there's nothing bad's gonna happen to any of the team. That's why it's Ring of Fire. It's pretty fucking solid.
That's fucking wrong.
This episode of Smosh Summer Games is presented.
This explains some more things. It's like, it's not just their idea. Borderlands probably. Whispered Apocalypse. I very much played Borderlands. I think I even played Borderlands 3. But it's just a shitty game. Eventually. It's a great experience until it ends. And then it becomes really bad. Really unbearable experience. But yeah. When it comes to the Apocalypse vibes though, I honestly... I can't tell the difference. I'm just shooting as many bullets as possible, bro. Because it gives me experience. I don't worry about Apocalypse. I want to level up, bro. Funny enough, Borderlands is still golden. Basically, it's top 100. Alright, sponsor me, please, daddy. Where's Borderlands, anyways? Because I don't think that you're allowed. Oh, in the border zone, of course. No, we're gonna kick out most of the games that I played. Because, also Borderlands just doesn't age very well when I don't want to fucking play it anymore. It's really kind of interesting, like, the more you're into something, but, like, if you're busy, like, you're still gonna hold on to it. As long as there's a minimized version. If I could just press play and have some kind of Borderland experience, I would just do that. I would just press a few buttons. But there's no convenient way to play Borderlands or get any experience, like if I wanted to. Basically, games could work just like music would use. You just click play, you're gonna get your 3 minutes of experience and move on with your life. It's like, well, that's all I wanted. 3 minutes? Yeah. 3 minutes. Just shoot a zombie in the face. Maybe that's what I need to feel, right? And games don't actually do that right now. Games take 3 minutes to load. And 10 minutes to download. I don't know. Keep in mind that the shooting celebrities... Yeah. They have to. It's the apocalypse, though. You gotta execute. Oh yeah, they also get to choose who to shoot. So it's like, what, the ultimate cancellation wave? Which celebrities we don't like? Wow, so cool. Oh no, it's Nickelodeon again. Holy shit. I didn't thought it was gonna be torturous. But she burped, man.
This is children's size.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Here we go.
Big deep breath in.
Oh, good.
Be good to important.
It tastes what she drank.
I mean, when it comes to Mr. Beast stuff, like, you're actually, like, challenged. This is, like, even if you get the headshot or, like, you just get punished anyways. And you can take the punishment, I guess, or not refuse. It's so weird. I'm already, like, not comfortable with this, but whatever. The punishment's not so bad, right? The punishment is the whole point. The social punishments in a way. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, I'm started to trip about women who's supposed to be caretakers and healers, but I've taken some damage, you know, seemingly permanent damage to my teeth, to my back, to my eyesight, probably to my muscles, and just well-being in general. The only person that takes care of me still is my mom. You know, like, you have to transition from your mom to someone else, right? the normal thing. Like, even living on your own is just not the right thing to do. It's just gonna kill you, basically. You're gonna take even more damage, especially if you're in a working environment. This is nasty, bro. There's nothing in specifically that triggered me. It's just, you know, women are there. You can stare at them. You can find them there. I don't know. So probably was the source. But it's just like so weird. The real source is just like, it's like, wait, who do I blame for taking damage? Like, I'm too stupid. I have to do my things, basically. I have to do my manly things. And women do completely different things. Or should have at least given me advice. But none of them did. None of them covered the ground. And it's just weird because like that shit is like super easy to do. It's just a part of your job now. But I'm just sensing the dreadful emptiness and patheticness of people. You know, they can have nice things, but they can't actually do nice things. You know,
Do your triple then.
they're just punching zombies. What? Yeah, so now I feel like a fucking babysitter. Learning all these weird things. I already programmed myself that I can be. You know, like, yeah, I can do babysitting because it's a fucking job. And children need to learn things too. As well as I do. But apparently it's all coming around. But I only sit there with babies, so I'm like, mommy's gonna come back soon. I'm just there to act as a big baby that can take care of the smaller baby. But I can't take care of myself. By the way, you would think I would talk about the apocalypse more than women. It's the same thing. It's the women apocalypse. You didn't know the name of the apocalypse yet and why it's that. But I'll go and be able to deliver the conclusion and all the information. I probably need to like open up a whole list of things. Because this is outside the scope. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I need to like deliver precise information about all of this stuff because this is also related. We'll see, right? I have plenty of content and I can just relax and harvest my thoughts before I smash you guys with it. There's some kind of like a hot potato vibe, especially with this racism thing and all this tolerance thing for people's fucking stupidity. Because, you know, I took the hot potato out, basically. I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna play a fucking game. Screw it, right? But I guess I have to be patient and wait until they stop playing the game. It's not even, like, good to play the game anymore. You know, it's becoming cringe and stupid and just trying to hang out with people with their, you know, unreasonable ideas. Like, they got nothing to offer. And it just kind of like light up the idea that I have to like wait for them to stop playing this game. That this entire humanity is playing this game, bro. It would be bad if someone else would put black people. That was the idea, right? They get to choose how to fill in the blank. And only the black person can put black people because that's racist if someone else would do it. Even as a joke. Like, fuck that shit, bro. But why, alright? Like, if you don't know why, you have to stop fucking playing and pretending that you care. Like, you just have to stop. And that's why probably we have the apocalypse of just ignorance and women also ignoring their duties, in a way. Because it's too icky. I don't want to do this because blah, blah, blah. It's just insecurities in that sense. And if that's what society has to eradicate, is like truly insecure people and they don't know how to do it, basically. It's very interesting, right? Because when I observe people, like, they have such inflated egos, and it's very difficult to just, defeat them. It's almost impossible. And at the same time, this game becomes obsolete. If it's impossible to defeat someone, you just gotta let them go, bro. You gotta test it in a completely different way. By becoming racist, I became a much better person in a way. Like, I acknowledge that I'm a white person, and I will take care of white people first instead of diversity. Especially in a weird situation, sort of. Like, it's very difficult to trust different kind of people. Like, it's just difficult. And yet people try to battle it a little bit too late when we're already in the tons and tons of crises. But the evil people, they know what's up, so they will just keep on stacking of, like, hey guys, have you heard about global warming? Have you heard about space and aliens? Have you heard about this and that? They just gonna keep distracting you with some bullshit, and we're always gonna fall for it because we can't help it. We haven't actually thought about it properly. I did. I can protect people from invasive and disruptive ideas, or distractions. But they themselves can't protect themselves, and now I just see people suffer for no good reason. So I'm unlocking Smosh the Apocalypse Analysis. And we're gonna, check it out. Dig a little bit deeper than I intended. Maybe this is even 2-hour episode, I don't know. It's like green light, red light happening. If someone says something remotely racist, like, everyone just looks around. It's like, okay, what's going on? Who's doing the? It's like someone farting, basically. Who's the enemy? I'm sensing the enemy, basically. It's just a very bad vibe. Because people would do the same thing, and if they can find a reason to take things away from you, they'll just go ahead and do it. Because they cannot be defeated. And if they can take things away from you, that's a win in their book. That's an extra fucking epic win to feed their egos. And so you face the darkness of humanity that is facing us, by learning all these things. It's exhausting. That is probably the worst part about Smosh, is that because there's so many people, they create these insecure ideas of, like, we have to be careful not to say this and that. It's just, the vibe is very difficult to wrap your head around, because now you're just surrounded with insecurities, and you have to be careful not to say things while you're being a comedian. Like, that's just literally impossible. That's just literal hypocrisy created. I mean, for fuck, we just said, like, this is supposed to be a joke, so make a fucking joke. It doesn't matter who gets offended. You gotta make the joke. You gotta twist the twist without any thought about consequences, because that's how jokes work. You don't care. You're just gonna say whatever, and it's just so twisted it kind of makes you laugh. Like, wow, black people, am I right? And basically, I just said it, and it feels like liberation for me. Becoming racist is liberation. The moment I will find a person that's a black person that wants to be my friend, close friend, absolutely, let's test this out. If it doesn't work, well, fuck it. Let's break the bond. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna play this game the way other people play it. It's just dumb. It's just a forceful sort of interaction, social interaction, because you're desperate. So that's what you have to find, the desperate people who just, also semi-evil because they constantly seeking for things, not really knowing where to find a fucking mirror, an ability to be alone for a while. Anyways, I don't want to rant. I'll just fill in the blanks as I feel. And I'm gonna go through the entire, list of things altogether.
Come on.
See, the funny thing is, in the end, if you are insecure about making jokes about certain type of people, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start making jokes about sexuality, and just it's gonna be your go-to thing to laugh at. But then no, it's not a go-to. This is what wins. It's not it no. Unfortunately. I will explain why, but it's just that's where the bad things happen. If you attack sexuality, if you kind of like drop the bomb on Russia, basically, the bomb of purge, if you just leave it there and not take it for yourself, like they're just gonna win. You know, they want the purge to happen in Russia. They just want to steal that ball. And yes, I have to explain everything of how the purge works and all that shit. You have to stay tuned, alright? Subscribe to be able to keep up with that information, because I'll be retelling the story a little bit. It's pretty intense. But yeah. Don't feed insecurity to sexuality, because certain countries know very well what to do when you're insecure about sexuality. They know exactly what to trade. You know, Russia is gonna trade really powerful people and sexually charged people, and India is gonna sell babies. You know, they're just gonna be able to sell it for a very high price. Ridiculously high price. That's what's gonna happen in general in the world, but there's plenty of, you know, personal problems that you will have when you know, joke about sexuality, and basically you just can't have it. You can't have sex if you have made it the problem, the joke of the gang. Sexuality is gonna walk away, just get up and leave the room, and you will have none of that shit working anymore. And it's kind of leaving America if you just pretend that you can be any gender, and your appearance and your birth certificate of a gender doesn't actually work anymore. I mean, slowly it's just gonna fade away. The sexual fucking thing is just gonna fade away because there's nothing to it anymore. You know, we're just gonna be uneducating ourselves about all of this, which is crazy, right? Crazy. You are always making jokes at some thing's expense, right? And if you make jokes about one particular thing, then that thing doesn't want to be your friend anymore. I'll tell you that much. I'm scared for one simple thing. I'm too fucking powerful. I know a bit too much and no one wants to listen to me. And I'll just have to actually observe how the world just goes to deeper and deeper self-destruction, right? Like, it's just not gonna end until it actually ends. It doesn't have to end after 4 years. It just has to end when the evil people stop doing evil things unwarranted, you know, without any consequences. The fuck. I got more information about the apocalypse in the fucking Sleepover video. It's a pretty good start. This is another reason for Smosh to like slow down a little bit, because if they make too many jokes, especially in public, like they're just draining the swamp. Like it's gonna be less and less funny. Like they have to find thing to expend basically, and it's gonna get more and more difficult. Like I don't know, man. This is technically why Smosh died. Now we have actually figured out the apocalypse is happening, and Smosh actually died. Until it got revived by fucking Anthony. Who knows what... I mean, he literally had to inject his energy in there to be able to revive people of like, hey, what you guys hiding in there? It's crazy, bro. The way life works, the way this whole fucking setup works, when you just have a perception like that, oh my god. But that's my job, guys. Oh my god. Is exactly my job.
My daughter probably titled Getting Pregnant.
They ran out of jokes, so they started expending themselves, and they laughed at themselves in their own funeral, basically. But that is this line you don't want to cross. Again, you just run too fast, you run out of jokes, and now you're fucking killing yourselves for a laugh. Like, this is bullshit, right? You're looking at your exes for a laugh. People who you don't want to deal with anymore. Like, geez, just keep moving forward, right? But like, nah. This is insane, bro.
Stop that! Don't do that!
Anything with punishments is just the most cancerous thing to watch. Like, why? Anyone enjoys that? Like, But if Mr. Garbage would exist instead of Mr. Beast, then we would get the loser. The loser has to drink a bottle of vinegar or whatever. Mr. Garbage, the torture specialist. I think that's what Mr. Beast videos really lack. Like, there has to be a punishment for the loser, for the first one to go out. A big ass punishment. Torture, basically.
Go with the girl.
Okay.
I don't know how I would replace the. Now I'm just generating ideas because this is so random sometimes. Just like with Mr. Beast, like Mr. Beast gives money, so the punishment should also be like very, very simple. I'm thinking in terms of like, you have like delicious food and you just don't get to eat it. Everyone else gets to share it, you know. But you're the loser, so whoops. You don't get a piece of that. Sounds good to me so far. Sounds better than whatever this shit is.
This, what would I do? Sit back and think about you.
God, this is hot! That's a lot!
I just feel there's just general racism that I totally agree with. Alright? There's just racism in Smosh. Level 2 now. Congratulations. I adore that very much. Good job. This is 2 times in a row. Like, I'm not even that deep in the video. Just he's tortured more than everyone else. Like, they don't even squeeze a bad emotion.
At what?
Is it just Tabasco?
I can't breathe.
Think about you.
How do you get in trouble so quickly, bro?
I don't think.
Yeah, just being a loser and to actually like marinate in being a loser, that is pretty like bad feeling that. But like drinking fucking disgusting shit, like, my god, or doing weird things. But the whole thing is like stupid, and the name of the sleepover is super stupid sleepover, by the way. What was this? They have 5 S's in a row. Congratulations. They needed that one though. Yeah, when things are gonna get super stupid, I'll have to skip and hope for. I mean, I can't believe they made something that the name suggests that it's bad content, so it's bad content by default. That's pretty good, I guess. Wow. See, that's what Smosh is filled with. There's plenty of cringe. Absolutely. But hey, that's not what I came here for, so fuck it.
We'll give you that.
But is it even relevant to do punishments? When is it appropriate to do that? Right? Only if you do something actually like really stupid, even beyond stupid. You break some kind of crazy rule. But like, yeah, then you can do Otherwise, you're just trying to win the fucking game, right? I can't even imagine punishments, bro. My world doesn't have that thing. Unless you're an asshole, you know?
We're almost there.
Or you dressed as a bear, then you're gonna get punished really badly.
Okay, so we're.
I really hate when they're collecting points, but you don't fucking see it. You know, they don't have any space for that. Like it can be just tiny, but I want to see points. Like take this fucking rectangle and give me points to look at. Because otherwise we're just looking at people too much. And the only graphic that indicates anything.
Like existed in the,
Yeah,
in
you
the
would,
same
for
world?
sure.
So nobody
Yeah,
gets the
that's
scenario
cool.
point. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Who got the actor?
I did. I get the actor if you guys guess it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Keith, your turn.
Another thing you can do is just set up a tablet. If I can do this, then someone can fucking do this, okay, guys? Someone can fucking click some points. Alright? And I'm saying that because it's still happening all over the place. Alright? To this day. For a very long time now. If you make something important like a point system, it has to be important enough so anyone can check at any point. You know, like at any point during the video, anyone can check. Even like Mr. Beast probably is missing like the point system of like how many people are left or some bullshit like that, right? How many days has elapsed? Like he has some of that at some points in the video, and it's just kind of cringe. Like you need to use some space to represent important things that people are playing for, people are competing with. Basically a point system just has to appear more frequently, not just for the person who just got a point. You know, Courtney just got a point and we don't get to see comparisons with anyone else. I don't get it, bro. This is some fucking cancer. If you don't want to show points on the screen, you can show points by giving some kind of item, right, to the person. Like, I'm a fucking game designer, bro. Like, if you don't listen to me, like, fuck me, bro. What has humanity came to? But yeah, like, just do what games do. They put shit on the screen because that's important. But decluttering is also important. So if you can find cool ways to do it, is slightly better, I guess. But having space in like the bottom of the screen is just a wonderful real estate for anything to happen. Literally anything. I'm just saying. Or in the sides of the screen. I'm not sure which is more preferable. I think the bottom is cooler. But if you're trying to split into teams, maybe sides. I don't know, man. You get to decide even. Isn't that crazy? Maybe you don't get to decide. You get to decide. Unless bottom is also a side.
With our game.
By the way, this is kind of fancy. Like, diversity might work in America, but nowhere else. Because, like, if you're making videos, you want diversity. You want a piece of shit in your videos that would be laughed at. But he has a chance to redeem himself. I don't know, man. You got a chance to do whatever. You get a chance on camera. That's the whole point. That's what America is all about. It's just like, that's what they produce massively. Just social interactions and a chance for anyone to do anything spectacular at any time. For anyone to go viral, basically. That's, I can stand behind that. So seeing black people doesn't like trigger me or anything, by all means. It's just when they do stupid shit, and then now I'm triggered, okay? When they're the odd one out and being peed on spiritually, then I mean racism exists and I have it too.
And even use.
Another thing that this, you know, panel is useful for is to store memories. Alright? So if someone is telling a story and everyone tells a story of like how they solve a problem or some bullshit like that, I need to remember that somehow. Like, I need this graphic to actually exist in the corner of the screen and not just be flashed and thrown at me of like, she said that, guys. No, that's no. Why? Why, bro? Just keep it. Keep it as an item. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm Mr. Beast. Now I'm coaching everyone of how to make better YouTube videos. There you go. Praise me.
That wasn't a question. I didn't get to finish. I just said I don't think that I was gonna. No. I'm out, y'all.
Do you want to start?
Bye. Alright, so these are shower insights, so they come out of nowhere, basically. No reference, necessarily. But, it's easy to exploit people, or fool and exploit weak people, right? And people can develop weaknesses if they're doing bad things, you know? Mostly immoral. And, because that's what makes you a strong person, like interconnection, knowing your values, and how to train yourself, and how to keep up with everyone else. Also, I thought of a very weird example of, like, if you have trouble being at school, like, maybe you have hygiene problems, maybe you say the wrong things, people dislike you in some kind of fucking way. Well, someone has to step in as a sponsor and just follow you around, or be your friend, be a girlfriend for that particular part until you get fixed, or figured out of like why you're doing something. Because fixing people is possible, especially if they're young. Understanding their situation of what's going on in their background is possible. It's not fucking insane thing to do. It's just people are no longer capable of thinking that way anymore. People no longer think of themselves, of each other as like social creatures that go outside because there's nothing to do inside. Now that we have plenty of things to do inside, everything just kind of fucking shifts around, and it's like everyone wants to do a different thing, or their own thing. They have elevated egos because they don't get challenged outside anymore. They don't know the feeling. There's the meme of go outside, touch grass, you know, maybe you'll feel different. And I totally have to go behind that meme because there is a vibe behind it that we have lost. Like, no children go outside and interact in real world anymore, which is really painful to society. All right, and we're gonna have a generation that's even like worse off unless we can turn it around and come up with solutions of how to actually properly socialize, instead of like socialize on camera of like you can't be racist or sexist or blah 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 because we're on camera, guys. Everything is clean. Everyone's allowed because they made it this far. You know, that's bullshit. That is just a bullshit projection. It's all a lie, basically. You must not forget that, you know, social media and internet entertaining you is all a lie. You know, especially if real world is better. You know, like it's a lie. Like, we just see pixels on the screen, and I tell myself a lie of like, this actually matters. When I speak to the microphone, someone's gonna fucking find the video and actually watch it and gain some kind of information from that. I personally can lie to myself perfectly well. All right, I'm good living a lie. I have nothing better to do. But other people They are desperate for attention on the internet, all right? And they will try and extract money from you somehow. And you will soon figure out, if you can't figure out right now, that everything is a lie, that everything around you is a lie, that YouTube itself is trying to just like optimize ads and just, or I can't watch YouTube on my tablet where there's ads constantly. Like, I don't need you ads. It's just television. We're back to television. TikTok is so fucking pleasant. There's not a single fucking ad. It's squeaky clean. I've never had to think about it in that fucking invasive way of like, oh shit, there's plenty of ads to skip. What am I gonna do? Jesus, just like make ads, gain some respect, and then we're gonna respect the ads, or just reward us for watching ads instead of punishing us with the ads. What the fuck is the point? But that's just one tip of the iceberg of why everything is on the internet is a lie, and also exploitative and foolish. All right? And you can fall for it very easily. You can be fooled. So always, if there's anything you can do in real life that's actually valuable and valid and social and empowering, you have to do it. All right? If you want to survive this apocalypse, you have to do real things. You know, you have to do real things. But there's one big but. Let's not forget that a lot of people find comfort on the internet. A lot of people are still stuck on the internet, and they need your help and your advice and your perspective of how do you unfreeze. This is like a freezing women apocalypse, because I would rely on women to like try and find me, try and like pay attention to me, right? That I even exist. No? Is that too fucking hard for me to even exist, to even get a direction of where do I exist? What relationship should I have to exist? You know, I am easily a dead person because I struggle to even have a single relationship. And we have to just flip the letters a little bit. Relationship, all right? Real. The real shit. Real shit, boys. I don't know how to make it sound nice, but there's relationships you can have online. Absolutely cool stuff. The only single relationship is obviously with my mom. Relationship. Real ship. That's how we're gonna fucking call it. Let's go. Just double ship. Real ship. All right. This is a very important message. This is a very important message to everyone to just at least put in your head and think about it. Think of what you can do. Of course, everyone just wants to lay back and just drown in TikTok, but you must understand why we're being exploited and fooled, why there's authorities all of a sudden feeling elevated. They can say just whatever they want as long as they can put it on the screen, right? They can say we landed on the moon. Just you see the pictures, right? And it's like you can just do whatever you want with your brain and with your pockets, basically. And in a way, they just like, now you're a slave and you're stupid because you educated with bullshit. You have learned bullshit things about the world. And this sort of stuff, like, what if another thing stacks on top? Like, I'll be devastated if there's a third thing that stacks on top and we're just like deeper into this apocalypse. Well, yeah, this is scary to me. We're already stupid and enslaved. I am, at least to some extent, and there's plenty of chaos just from that alone. Like, it makes me wake up that there's actual real problems. Like back in the day, I was just worrying about, you know, some stupid conspiracy theories. And now I'm actually worrying about real things. Okay, stupid conspiracy theories, and well, still not having a relationship and not knowing how to, you know, maintain one. But everything just slipped through my hands, and then we just faded into this, you know, apocalyptic scenario. Like everything just naturally, gradually went into that direction. Just everything I had just slipped through my fingers. I thought I was able to have relationships with people, but they just turned against me, or I just outgrown them somehow. I don't know. It's just weird. Everything just kind of aligned with the rest of the world. So that's a pretty big insight that we were able to generate so far. You know, also, if you want to survive apocalypse, remember that simplicity fucking wins somehow. It's annoying, but yeah. Just laugh at simplicity and being annoying. Yeah, you just win by default. Because people want to defend themselves and and get offended, you know. If you get offended, you have to defend yourself now. Because I might not give a fuck about your offense. You know, I might not actually see you as a prize or as a person I want to keep around, or as not a stranger in the first place. This is kind of like why poison in small doses was a thing that I said. And it's the best way to actually treat strangers is to piss them off. You know, make them a little bit more honest than they want to be, than they tend to be. Because, you gotta loosen up a little bit as a stranger. By the way, in Europe, we're gonna figure out American way of creating chaos, but like in Europe, no one makes like high production stuff at all. So how do people feel like winners, right? People feel like winners if they can get away with stupid shit. And in the Purge is the perfect time to get away even with crime. And you're a winner if you can fucking, you know, brag about doing crazy things to people. But again, if you make anyone suffer, you're out. You're not gonna play this game of Purge. That's the kind of thing, like, you have to get away with crime that doesn't hurt anyone. That's the way to actually play it. But the rules are unwritten because that's how morality works, unfortunately. You have to kind of feel it and understand it, mix it up, and you sort of like know. But you still have to explore the world with your knowledge of just like, let's not hurt anyone, of course, because they're gonna get mad at us. We don't want to be targets. It's just the most basic thing. You can't oversimplify it into just not hurt anyone ever. Because it gets twisted, essentially. You can get pulled to test your morality, and you can just forget about how to untangle yourself. But I don't want to bother you with that. Even to me, it's complicated to think of exceptions. Yeah, but the main rule is just well, the reason why I brought it up is, again, like, Europe is a different place, and you would think you are a winner because you're so loud and obnoxious, and you fucking you can get away with all sorts of crazy things, but you also get away from cameras and action and fun sometimes, often enough, in friendships. Even though you might have friends, you don't really have them, you know, because you're not paying attention, you're just doing your own stupid stunt. It's weird. I will love analyzing Europe when my life becomes more real, you know? Then I can give you guys the scoop.
One deck with
Yeah, there's a good reason to binge shows when they're already done. You can skip anytime you want. I'm just saying, like, subscribing sometimes is actually an inferior move. But rewind.
She said that so.
Because I made a claim that making sexual jokes over and over again destroys sex. How does that make? Again, in an expense of something. So there could be a little bit, tiny bit of ice, you know, and you destroy the ice, you break the ice. You actually talk about sex, but if it's a go-to thing to do, you actually destroy the core concept, and it's no longer cool because it's no longer like a unique thing to talk about. That's how jokes can ruin certain concepts, basically. But if you talk about a lot of a high variety of things, you have plenty of ice to destroy, right? You have plenty of items to choose from. And they could be cool because, like, you never really uncovered them through a certain perspective or that certain time of day. You never talked about racism today, you know? And it comes up in a different scenario entirely. And it's a lot more fun and funny eventually if you break through the entirety and you actually touch it properly, you know? And you don't just bounce off, which is kind of considerably cringe, I guess. I don't know. Because you're too weak. I don't know how comedy works, but this is a good representation of why you shouldn't drill too deep, because now it becomes actually painful and damaging to joke about something that's now serious and important, and you need to educate yourself instead of joking. You can drill deeper, but now it has to turn into education. Yep. Just like my videos. Except I'm just 100% education and I skip that icy part. Because I already see things like completely damaged and destroyed, right? I'm familiar with everything, so to speak. However, you might ask, why the fuck we not just naturally do that? Well, people want to protect their cool. They want to look cool of like, oh, only special kind of people can touch me, basically. They don't want to be touched by a joke even, because that's a risk. You know, they might have to leave the room and actually be offended and not just like, oh my god, what? Why did you say that? You know, they actually have to feel sensitivity and show how big they are in terms of ego. Because if they don't fill up that concept or that definition, you're just gonna go through empty space a bunch until you actually touch that person. Or ice, I don't know. It's getting deep, okay? This matrix is getting pretty deep. I literally feel like I need to adopt these children and make my own channel. Yeah. So everything is like fixed. Like all the games actually make sense. It pisses me off, but I feel so powerful, man. That's the apocalypse. I grow in power while everyone else bows down. You know. So, such a coincidence. Finally. Actually, it's pretty funny, but you do have to cut like half of your sexuality. And that's probably where LGBTQ, you know, lays or something. I don't know, man. There's plenty of space. Why you need to do that? Because on camera, you can't do it, you know. Even off camera, or just like, if you're working together, you can't do nothing. Because it's fucking gross. It messes up the whole fucking dynamic. I don't know. It's definitely quite, like, you have to actually painfully destroy this sometimes. So that's why it's like a go-to section, I guess. That I created a problem and it just resolved itself. That's so annoying.
Games, guys. I think you guys know this game. It's called
Mary kill. I know, but we're
All of these words are bad. And fuck is kind of like a word you can actually say, I would imagine. The other ones, I would not say them out loud without thinking about it, because that's like, if you say you want to marry someone, like or kill someone, or in general just the word kill is just a bad vibe, and marry anything is a little bit, you know, invasive, I would say. It's just a game, bro. Yeah, it's one of those. One of those is just a prank bro moment. Don't take it too seriously. So you have to like use wake terms. Like smash and pass are good terms, and there's the middle term. Or smash is like the fuck. You kill with the pass. And marry with befriend or something. Like ship, right? Smash, pass, or ship. You know, you want to be with that person. Now that's a much better name. And honestly, because I'm so satisfied, we gotta fucking close this video, basically. I will watch the rest of the stuff, but I think we have scooped it up quite a bit, you know. This was a good time. See you guys next time.